welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, people, what did you think of the reunion? I felt like we'd seen most of it because of the clips that they've already released. That's what it felt like to me. But anyway, let's talk about it. Well, guys, people, my creative crew, let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, part 1. Now, I thought it was interesting because it started off with Andy gathering them. It felt like he was like gathering them and letting them know that this season has been very difficult to watch and you people need to sort it out. That's what it felt like at first. I thought it was funny that you got Robin trying to come for Karen. Doesn't she learn? Like every season, pretty much, Karen clears her backside. So it's like, just learn your lesson. But, you know, she's there trying to throw shade back Karen and her not remembering how many sexual partners she's had when she was joking about having wet dreams. And she's like, well, is it because you lost count? And Karen was like, no, that'd be 1. I was like, yes, Karen. Karen didn't come to play. And talking about Karen, didn't she look amazing? I absolutely love her new hairdo. I thought she was great. So I was like, go on, Karen. She came in looking good and to clear. Who needed to be clear? Anyway, of course, they had to take Robin to task a bit about one, and you know, the fact that she hid all her affair and all that kind of stuff, but she's still making excuses for him and she's still being delusional. So at this point they just have to support her in her delusion. You know, she's saying things like, you know, one likes to delete his phone because he hates having clutter. It's like, okay, love, if that's what you want to believe, then who am I to tell you any different? And of course Andy was being shady about, you know, one, you know, does she feel like one has been supporting her? You know, and she's like, yeah, he's been showing up. He's like, well, he didn't show up today. He hasn't got a basketball game. So I was like, very true. I think it's very supportive. And like Wendy, I just thought, well, actually, it would be nice if he was there to stand behind her and support her. But, you know, he's going to do what he wants to do. Now, Candice made me laugh because she came through with her receipts as well, because she was not here for Robin saying she hadn't said this and she hadn't said that. So she brought out her poster with the messaging that Robin apparently had with these bloggers where she was talking about Gizelle. So her point was that, you know, you're talking to people that you shouldn't be about the show. But of course, Gizelle being Gizelle, she's like, oh, well, at first Robin tried to deny it first. And then she came with the receipts. So then she was like, oh, well, Gizelle, you're upset about that. And she's like, no, we discussed it. So I don't know why she's upset about it. It's just like, Gizelle, just be quiet. Just stick a pin because you're just doing too much already. So her little unbothered attitude was just like, ugh, you're so full of it. Candice kept to her point, which she felt like, you know, Robin plotted with Gizelle and Ashley. But of course, Robin's upset about that. And on that argument, I'm just over it. I'm just like, those two, you know, going back and forth. She did get, you know, emotional at one point. And I thought Gizelle was just being a complete bitch when she started teasing about, oh, the tears, you know. And even Andy called it. Andy was like, well, that's kind of mean. So I was like, well, exactly. So Candice was like, well, no, it's not kind of mean. She's the effing bitch. So I was just like, well, you know, you called it. Candice did get emotional and she basically was saying, you know, she wanted an acknowledgement from Robin and the usual kind of stuff. Robin is obviously upset because she feels like, if I'm your friend, I wouldn't do that. Why would you think I'd do that? So I feel like they both have valid points there. But at this point, it is just dead. It's just a dead issue because no one's moving anywhere with that one. But anyway, on her relationship, Robin was just saying that they've been together for 28 years and they've gone through a lot and she's quite happy and she's in it for the long haul. Then she's pitching out one chatting about he has an interest in life and they should do a special on him. Like, would he even turn for his own special? Because he's not really around for the TV show, love. But I understand why he did it because, you know, you're out of a job, so you're trying to, you know, score yourself your next situation. I get it. When they brought the Candice and Gizelle situation, it really annoyed me because I felt like Gizelle was trying to blame Candice for the death threats that she's getting. And I'm sorry, this is all because of your actions at the end of the day. Yes, Candice said certain things to you, but she highlighted how she felt like you was colourist in the way you behaved. That's down to your behaviour. That's not her fault. So I don't think that's quite right that they were trying to insinuate that, both Gizelle and Andy. Because I was like, Andy, come on, get it together. Because she said something doesn't mean that she's telling people to go and, you know, she's not telling them to go and off them. So that's not what she's trying to do. She's just making her point. So I don't think that was right. But I felt like Candice set Gizelle straight quite a few times during that time. Now, Robin piping up, you know, chatting about, oh, what about the screenshots of your husband's limp peen? I'm just like, Robin, what are you doing? And what is the whole point of this, bringing this part up? Like, you're just being messy and, you know, you're trying to deflect, but it's if you're thinking that you're coming and you're serving up some wonderful tea, you're not. Candice basically just said it's a lie. Andy was trying to get Candice to move forward with Gizelle, but she kind of deads that situation. And obviously the Chris situation comes up as well. And you got Gizelle, who's just not trying to take accountability for anything. So I'm really glad that Karen understood what Candice was saying, in the sense that she was implying certain things that she was saying, like he made her go into the room. Does sound like he's trying to fool somebody. So she knows what she's doing with her words, and she needs to be very careful with her words. So I'm glad that Karen at least got that point across. Because I felt like the other ladies on the sofa could have actually piped up for that as well. But we all know there's so much division there anyway. But I didn't like that Gizelle was basically refusing to apologise for things that she didn't say. When she did say it, it's clear as day. The only thing she apologised for saying was, that the word made. So you got a half-assed apology out of her. Candice apologised to her for her wording and the fact that her kids have been threatened, but, she doesn't take responsibility for those threats, as she shouldn't. Then after that, we see Karen and Robin get into it. Of course, Karen clears Robin as she usually does, and it's like, Robin, just give it up. Don't try and come for Karen. It's just not a good look for you. But then what made me laugh was when they broke for lunch and we see Mia in her room, FaceTiming her new man, Ink, while her husband, who, they had not her ex-husband just yet, is in the room. I'm like, whatever else, what is going on here? Because this Mia's really chatting about, look at me, and he's like, you're looking beautiful, you got your leg out. When she's hanging up the phone, she's chatting about, I love you. I'm like, Lord, she is really the queen of her messy castle, because the guys are saying hello to each other. Ink chatting about, you got your black on to Gordon. I'm like, now what is going on here? What is really going on here? Do we need some cameras to be with Mia like for 24/7, because what's going on in her world? Because this is very interesting. Anyway, the reunion ended with them talking about Mia and showing the clips, the final scene that we saw, where all this whole hot stinking mess blew up about Mia and her having this open relationship with her husband, but breaking the rules that he set for her. So they showed that scene, and then of course Andy's asking about Ink and what happened with him, and whether she's been in touch with him the whole time. And she's like, well, no, but then, there was an occasion and we have been in touch, but nothing happened. There's only one occasion. I'm like, I don't know, because this man seems like he's been waiting in the wings. This is what it's giving. And then, of course, Wendy brings up the fact that Gordon told them that Ink came to the house to come and try and take her son, Jeremiah, because he thinks it's his son. So I'm like, Mia, what kind of tangle web are you weaving over there? And we know that she really said that Gordon did say that he'd be with her. He didn't care that she was pregnant, but wouldn't she have just gotten a test done, a paternity test, just for her own peace of mind? Because what is this to be walking around with? And for the child too, he has a right to know who his real father is. So we shall see. I want to see what they say in the next part. Anyway, guys, so that was that for the show. What do you think, guys? What do you think of part 1 of the reunion? Do you feel like me, like we've seen most of it in kind of preview clips, so it didn't feel like it was super new? Do you also agree that I feel like Gizelle is she's just really mean-spirited? It's really sad. The fact that she laughed at Candice when she's getting all emotional, it's like, come on, girl, like, fix up. Anyway, but what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.